In this video, I'll show how to set up subscriber lists in MailWizz and how to add subscribers to your lists. On my website, MailWizz is installed in a folder called Newsletter. So to get into my MailWizz admin dashboard, I go to my website/newsletter/backend. I log in using the username and password I created when I set myself up as the MailWizz admin. On my dashboard along the left, the many options I can set include users and customers. Users are anyone who has admin privileges, with control over the entire MailWizz backend. At the moment, I'm the only user, but I could add others, such as a business partner. To set up email lists and email campaigns, I need to be set up as a MailWizz customer. This is done automatically for me as the admin. When I click on customers, I see myself listed. As the admin, I can also create customer accounts for others, such as coworkers or co-bloggers. If I create a customer account, I can have an email sent to that person containing a link the customer can use to access their customer dashboard. To actually create email lists and campaigns, I need to be logged into MailWizz as a customer. I can do this in two ways. While still in the backend dashboard, I could click here to log myself in as a customer. Or I can go to my website/newsletter/customer. My login is the same as when I log in as the admin. Lists is where I set up my email lists and subscribers. At the moment, I have no lists. I'll walk through an example of creating two lists. Let's say I have a blog and an e-commerce site, and I want separate email lists for each subscriber source. One list would be for blog subscribers and the other for people who have purchased on my site. I can have people on both lists. For my first list, I'll click Create New, and I'll name the list Blog Subscribers. Clicking in each of these fields brings up a pop-up that tells you what the field is for. Fields with asterisks are required, others are optional. I'll add a short description which my subscribers will see when they sign up. Under Defaults, I can see or change the name and email that will appear as the email sender. I can set a different reply email if I want. And this subject is my default email subject, but I can change this for each campaign. Over here, I can set how I want subscribers to opt in and out. Single opt-in means that a subscriber automatically joins the list after signing up. Double opt-in means that the subscriber will sign up, then receive a confirmation email. Only after clicking the link in that confirmation email will the subscriber join the list. Opting out has similar options. I can also choose whether to send a welcome email to anyone who subscribes. While not required, I can add a URL to direct someone who is not or is no longer a subscriber. This URL would be for someone who signs up using an email already on this list. And here I can set whether a subscriber needs my approval before joining the list. Notifications are for myself or for whoever is running this list, in order to be notified when someone subscribes or unsubscribes. These emails are where the notifications will be sent. Subscribers can be on more than one list. Subscriber actions define what happens when someone on more than one list subscribes or unsubscribes. You can choose to remove a contact from other lists when someone subscribes, or to unsubscribe from other lists. Scrolling down, I get to company details. This is what appears in the footers of all emails I send to this list. Name, country, and address are required, and I can also add details like phone or website. Here's where I enter my company address, and under Available Tags, I can set the format of how I want my company address to appear in the email footer. I'll click Save Changes, and now when I click Lists, I'll see my new list. I can choose which columns appear in this table. I can click here for an overview of this list. So far, there are 0 subscribers, 0 segments, 3 custom fields, and 11 pages, all of which I'll explain further on. This chart tells me my subscriber stats per day. Going back to lists, I can make changes by clicking Update. And I could delete the list with this icon. Now I want to set up a second list called Purchasers. Because I want to keep all other settings and details the same, I'll click here to copy this list. I'll update the new list and change the list name to Purchasers and edit the description. Everything else I'll keep the same, and click Save Changes. Now I can click Quick Links, All Lists, and here are my 2 lists. Next, I'll want to populate these lists with subscribers. To access a list subscribers, open the list by clicking its ID, name, or display name. Then click Subscribers. I can use the Create New button to manually create a subscriber. The only required field is email address, but I can enter names as well. I'll set this person as confirmed so they will receive emails that go to this list. I'll click Save Changes, but I could click Create New if I wanted to add more subscribers manually. Now I'll click Subscribers up here to see my 1 entry. I can click the gear icon to edit the subscriber's profile, see what campaigns were sent to this subscriber, update information, unsubscribe, export, create an email just for this person, disable, or delete. You probably won't want to enter each of your subscribers this way. A more common way to populate your list is by importing a list of contacts or to have subscribers sign up themselves. Going back to my list, I'll click Tools. Here is how I can import a list, either from a CSV spreadsheet file, text file, or database. Keep in mind that a CSV file that you import must have headers as the first row, listing what each column is. I'll show an example of this a bit later. I can also export a list of subscribers out from MailWizz and copy subscribers from one list or segment into the current list. Going back to my list overview, the other options at the top are segments, custom fields, pages, and forms. Currently, I have 3 custom fields: email, first name, last name. These are all text fields. Email is the field label, and this is its MailWizz tag, which can be used to auto-populate text in your emails. These tags can also be used for creating list segments, which I'll cover a bit later. This field is required, visible, and appears first on the sign-up form the subscribers will see. Next comes first name with its tag. This is not a required field and appears second on the sign-up form. The last name is similar. Down here are additional custom fields I can add. I can add text boxes for subscribers to enter information such as age or company name, or a text area field which can hold space for a subscriber to write longer text. I can also ask for geographical data like city or country. The geolocation fields will detect your location based on your IP address. These location fields provide drop-down location options. I'll add a country field, make it required, and make it 4th in the sort order. Say my purchasers come from a variety of industries, and I'd like to know how many come from what industries. I can ask this question in several formats, including drop-down, checkbox, or radio list. I'll choose Multi-Select. I'll label this field, What is your industry?, tag it Industry, and leave it unrequired. I'll place it 5th in the sort order. Then I'll click here to fill in my drop-down options. Each option has a value, which is how the option will be defined in MailWizz's database. I'll enter Other for the last option. I can delete custom fields with these icons. I'll click Save Changes. Now when I go back to my list name and click Subscribers, my new custom fields appear here. When I create a new subscriber, the 2 fields I added are here as well. The country field is a drop-down list, and here are my industry options. These custom fields are now part of this list, so when subscribers sign up online, they will see all 5 of these fields. One more note about custom fields. Say you use the import feature in Tools to bring in a contact list, and that spreadsheet or CSV list has more fields than you've set up for your list. For example, say you're importing a list that includes each person's phone number, and you don't have a custom field for phone numbers. MailWizz will automatically create those custom fields for you and add those custom fields to your list. Now say you want to differentiate between different sets of subscribers within a list. For example, here is a list of subscribers I have in a spreadsheet, saved as a CSV file. The first row contains column headers. I want to create a segment in this list for teachers, those that have EDU or K-12 in their email addresses. I want to make a segment from this list for teachers. I'll go to my list overview, click Tools, and import this list. Then I'll go back to my list overview, click Segments, and create a new segment. I'll call this segment Teachers. Operator match works like the AND/OR algorithm. I want to add both EDU and K-12 emails, so I'll choose any. But if I wanted emails that contained both EDU and K-12, I'd choose all. I'll click plus to start defining conditions. I want to filter the email field and find ones that contain K-12. Then I'll add a second condition for email addresses that end in EDU. Now I can click Show Matching Subscribers, and here they are. I can also set up segments that filter subscribers by country, or were born before or after a specific year, etc. Save changes. When you're ready to start sending email campaigns, you can send to one or more complete lists, or you can send to segments of lists. Now let's look at pages. Each list has 11 system-defined pages, and they are listed here. The first page is the subscribe form, and this is the URL where people would go to sign up for this list. This is the URL you need to provide to those you want to subscribe, which you can distribute manually, or you can make this URL available by way of forms, which I'll cover in a bit. If I copy and paste this link in a new tab, this is what I see: list name, fields, including custom fields, and the subscribe button. Back in MailWizz, I can make changes, such as editing the default text. The other pages contain similar URLs for subscribers to confirm, update their profile, unsubscribe, welcome emails, etc. It's a good idea to take a quick look at these 11 pages to make sure they reflect what you want your subscribers to see. The last list feature is Forms, which is important if you want to have your subscription URL available on a website. Here are 2 types of embed codes for subscribing and 2 for unsubscribing. If I copy this text and place it on a web page, the overall style of my web page will be maintained throughout this text and links. If I copy the iframe embed code and use it on a web page, the style of the subscription link and text will match what appears here in MailWizz. Once you have your list set up and you fill your list with subscribers or collect subscribers online, you'll be ready to start creating email campaigns.